will be housing, not handcuffs. To kick us off today is Antonio Fasanelli, Executive Director of the National Homelessness Law Center.
Hey, everybody! Right now. Thank you for being here today. We are here from the National Homelessness Law Center, and you are here from all over the country because the Cicero Institute, the billionaire-backed, Trump-advising anti-homeless think tank, is hosting a conference that they call the Solutions to Homelessness Conference. What do we know it to be? A lie. It's a lie.
They're liars.
They've been pushing anti-homeless laws in nearly a dozen states. And they have informed the President of the United States Trump's executive order on homelessness. If you are here from a state with a Cicero law, or you are here from a state or a city impacted by Trump's executive order on homelessness and harmed for it, raise your hand. Yeah. They have got to go.
Got to go and go right now.
Bear with me.
Take your time, my sister.
Now, we know the Cicero laws and the executive order do not address homelessness because they do not provide for housing.
That's right.
What do these laws do?
Hurt us.
They criminalize homelessness. They punish unhoused people.
That is not right.
They want to lock you up and put you in hospitals against your will, and they want to force treatment on you whether you want it or not.
That's right.
And just a few days ago, in Louisiana, they passed a law that will force unhoused people into jail and unpaid labor. That's not right.
Louisiana.
For not having a home.
That's not right. Get them a home.
I often get asked at the Law Center, why does Cicero care about homelessness? Why do they don't know anything about homelessness. They're a bunch of billionaire-backed organization. Why do they care?
It's a billion-dollar business.
It's a million-dollar business, my friend. You got it. We released a report on Wednesday that shows a connection between Joe Lonsdale, who founded the Cicero Institute with his billions that he made off Palantir, and investments in private prisons, surveillance, immigrant detention centers. What is this all about?
Money!
That's what this is about. Follow the money. Follow the money.
Evil people! Wicked people!
Let me tell you, when I first saw that connection, I said, what? And then I said, oh yeah, it's about the money. That's really what this is.
Always about the money.
This is not a policy debate about how to end homelessness. This is someone who plans or intends or maybe stands to get rich off of the lives of unhoused people who do not have any money.
That's not right.
That's it. Right now, they're holding a lunchtime plenary on solutions to homelessness. Let me tell you something. We don't need a fancy hotel and a lunchtime plenary to explain what is causing homelessness. We need housing and we need services. What do we need? We need housing. We need services. What do we need? Housing. We need politicians to stand up for people who just need food, homes, services. resources and to live their lives in this country. And that's why we need you all in this fight with us. Let's be clear. This is about people who are unhoused, but it's not just about people who are unhoused. This is about an attack on people of color, immigrants, transgender persons, and anyone who is marginalized in this country. And we are so grateful that you are here standing up. We are with you. You are with us. We are grateful to you for standing up for housing, not handcuffs. Housing, not handcuffs. Housing, not handcuffs. Thank you.
Thank you, Antonia. Housing, not handcuffs. Housing, not handcuffs. Next up, we have my good friend Annie from Miriam's Kitchen.
Hey everybody, my name's Andy Wasnick. I'm the policy director at Miriam's Kitchen, where we work to end chronic homelessness here in our nation's capital. Cicero's homeless policies have had a horrendous effect on homelessness in D.C. Trump's federal takeover of D.C. last summer included the first test of his anti-homelessness executive order, which read like it was copied and pasted from the Cicero Institute's website. These actions resulted in deep and lasting harm to our unhoused neighbors who have been repeatedly subjected to eviction, displacement, and criminalization, and a near complete disinvestment in proven solutions to end homelessness by the Bowser administration. I'm going to tell you about some madness from last summer, okay? 2 weeks after the executive order was issued last summer, the president posted pictures on social media of tent encampments that were visible on his drive to the Kennedy Center from the White House. Using dehumanizing language to describe our unhoused neighbors, he announced that everyone experiencing homelessness would be forced to move far from the city. Never mind that the vast majority of people unhoused in this city were born in this city. Never mind that many of them work. And never mind that many of them were veterans that served this country.
That's right.
They haven't forced folks out yet. But here's what happened after one man's social media rant. Immediately, attention turned to the pictured encampments. The largest of them, consisting of about a dozen tents, was scheduled for clearing 4 days later. The smaller ones given 48 hours to relocate. Meanwhile, the Park Service, which had already been doing efficient work evicting everybody off of federal land in the city, cleared the last remaining tents from Rock Creek Park by the end of the week as well. And then, federal police force was deployed to clear away all visible evidence of homelessness. I was in Washington Circle that first night on a Thursday when more than a dozen FBI officers in fatigues walked into Washington Circle, where some of the last remaining tents in the city stood. It was an absolute surreal moment. The city had already given those encamped 8 to 10 residents notice that they had to be cleared by the following Monday. Outreach workers and mutual aid folks were on hand. City officials and the press showed up. Trash trucks showed up. The feds wanted to clear them right there on the spot. They haggled in front of the press over, could they stay until Monday or do they go right away? And the city prevailed to let them stay until Monday. However, what happened next was, while that was going on, they were firing the chief of police. And so early the next morning, after they had told all the outreach workers that they would be back at night and everybody was scheduled to work the evening, they came in the morning. MPD under federal control and the DPW, they cleared up all of those tents. They moved dozens of people from outside of New York Avenue Church, and it all happened in like 15 to 30 minutes. It was lightning fast and lightning quick. And that's authoritarianism for you folks. They don't care about you. They don't care about your story or your circumstances.
You're heartless bad.
We have a person over here, right here. He'll talk to you.
Oh, yeah.
You are, at best, not a human being, but a cog in the system. Since then, the city has taken a no-tolerance stance on tents. If you pop a tent, they will take it. And the definition of what's an encampment has gotten to be lesser and lesser. We just witnessed a woman being cleared from a bench across the street from our gathering place today, an elderly woman who had taken up space on a public park bench. But the irony is that homelessness is actually now more visible. Because before, folks would hang out in their tents and you wouldn't necessarily see them but their tents. Now, everywhere across this city, you see folks with their stuff without a place to go. Because this city, our shelters are full. Our shelters are full. Our treatment centers are full. Our behavioral health organizations are overwhelmed, and we don't have any housing solutions right now. There is no permanent supportive housing. There is no rapid rehousing right now for anybody in this city. Period. And exactly. And what is Cicero's answer to that is to lock up the 1,000 or so people who are sleeping out night in this city. But we know that that's not the answer. They're still going to be homeless when they get out. We know what the answer is. The answer is housing and supportive services and human connection. Housing is a human right, and every human has innate value and the right to a safe, affordable place to call home.
Thank you. Y'all, someone just came. They left the conference to tell us what's going on. And Cicero is in there saying that prisons are part of the social safety net. As a reminder, Joel Lonsdale, Cicero's founder, is good buds with the private prison industry, so it's all starting to make sense. We're going to pause for a quick song chant break.
Neighbor, neighbor, can't you see?
Neighbor, neighbor, can't you see?
Housing rights are what we need.
Housing rights are what we need.
Neighbor, neighbor, can't you see?
Neighbor, neighbor, can't you see?
Housing rights are what we need.
Housing rights are what we need.
Corporate greed has got to go.
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 'Cause housing is a human right.
Housing is a human right.
That's why today we stand and fight.
Today we stand and fight.
Housing is a human right.
Housing is a human right.
That's why today we stand and fight.
Today we stand and fight.
Cicero has got to go.
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 Thank you. Next up, we have Reverend Liz Theo Harris from the Cairo Center.
Good morning. Good afternoon. My name is Reverend Dr. Liz Theo Harris, and as an ordained Christian pastor, as a Bible scholar, I follow a brown-skinned, unhoused organizer, rabble-rouser, who was born with nowhere to lay his head, raised in a violent and militarized society that always had money for prisons and war and never for the poor, who started his public ministry declaring that it was God's desire that we spread good news.
That's right.
Not the bad news of arrests and fines and raised encampments and private prisons and eviction and the end to housing first policies and further homelessness and homelessness and homelessness. We're to spread good news to those who have been made poor by policy and injustice. I follow this Jesus who traveled around the land challenging powers and principalities who were legislating evil, preying on homeless mothers and children. This Jesus who never once said that God's abundance is going to trickle down from the rich to the rest.
That's right.
Nor that only those who had a roof over their head had the right to breathe in God's great green earth. And never once in that Bible does Jesus say, I was hungry and homeless, and God said to lock me up, to profit from my misery. Instead, God's call is that we abolish all poverty, all homelessness. We live in a nation, in a world that has the resources to end homelessness right now. Yet our policymakers, with Cicero in their ears, are choosing to detain and imprison people, to deny health care and living wage jobs, to wage illegal wars, and as the prophet Isaiah warns, to grind the faces of the poor. So I'm here today with my siblings in the struggle, compelled to speak out against the unjust and immoral policies and actions of the Cicero Institute, to shine a light on their unjust policies and practices, and to cry out with everyone here, hey, hey, ho, ho.
Cicero has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Cicero has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Cicero has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Cicero has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Cicero has got to go. Hey, hey. Ho, ho. Cicero has got to go. Hey, hey.
Next up, we have Shamika Parrish-Wright from Volta, Kentucky.
All right, good morning. All right, you all. I came here at 2:15 in the morning because I knew I was coming with my people. And my people are tired of people like Cicero Institute who think they have all the solutions.
That's right. We know what a solution is.
We know the answer is housing first, right?
Yes.
We know that people need services and care, right?
Right.
Why they don't listen to us? Because we don't have enough money.
Right.
And if money that they're working on would solve our problems, we wouldn't have a homeless issue in the first place.
That's right.
In Kentucky, we've seen the dangerous legislation of the Cicero Institute incarcerate our people every day.
That's right. That ain't right. That is not right.
Some of us went to Texas, where our sister organization, Vocal Texas, is fighting Cicero right in their hometown.
Yeah. Go vocal.
And I am standing here today as someone who was homeless. Someone whose family was homeless and received services from 2014 to 2018. And today, I am a homeowner. Today, I am a councilwoman. Today, I am running for mayor. And that's why I'm running to show institutes like Cicero, we don't need you. We need directly impacted people making the solutions that matter.
That's right.
The Cicero Institute continues to push policies that criminalize poverty, homelessness, and survival itself, while claiming to offer solutions.
That's right.
In Kentucky, we have already seen the harmful impacts of House Bill 5, legislation influenced by Cicero's agenda that has made it so hard, made it much harder for our people experiencing homelessness to access safety, stability, and dignity.
That ain't right.
These policies are not coming from people closest to the problems. They are being developed by well-funded think tanks and special interests that too often ignore the lived experiences of communities most impacted. At Vocal Kentucky, we believe real solutions come from listening to people who are directly affected by housing instability. That's right, poverty, substance use issues, systemic inequities. Because it's not their personal failings. The system failed them many, many times before.
Right.
And we don't need Cicero and other organizations that is wanting to use punishment and imprisonment. Right now, today, Kentucky is number 7th in the world for building prisons and putting people in prison.
That's right.
We had a recent study by KY Policy, which is one of our partner organizations, that said within 100 years, everyone in Kentucky will be incarcerated at the rate that they are incarcerating people within 100 years. So even if we're not alive, we know that generations of our family will be impacted by bad legislation and the things that groups like Cicero Institute are pushing. They don't care about our livelihoods. They don't care about our quality of life. And they show that to us over and over again. We see our people since House Bill 5 being locked up. We've seen people held on bails of $25. And all of this is to build the prison system. We are standing up to expose Cicero Institute's influence because Kentuckians, Louisvillians, New Yorkers, Texans, people from D.C., people from all over the U.S. deserve people-centered budgets, people-centered solutions.
Yes. Right.
We are standing together to expose the Cicero Institute's influence because Kentuckians deserve policies rooted in compassion, evidence, and community wisdom. All of you are examples of where the data doesn't speak about your individual story. And Cicero Institute and entities like it use that data to skew the information. And so people think this is the solution, but they are creating more problems.
That's right. That's right.
We will not allow those responsible for failed policies to hide behind rhetoric while our neighbors pay the price.
That's right.
The people closest to the problems also should be closest to the solutions, and that's what we're fighting for with Vocal Kentucky, Vocal Texas, Vocal New York, and Vocal US. When we say housing, not handcuffs, we know what housing means. It means stability. Read these signs. It means that all over our country, too many people are housing insecure. Too many people are a paycheck away from being homeless.
That's right. That's right. And that ain't right.
That ain't right. We ask you to stand with us in solidarity against the Cicero Institute because they got to go. Thank you.
Housing not handcuffs. Housing not handcuffs. Housing not handcuffs. Housing not handcuffs. Housing not handcuffs.
Thank you, Shamika. Next we have Martiza Perez Medina from the Drug Policy Alliance.
Hey everyone, it's so good to be here and such an honor to be here with you all today. I'm Maritza Perez Medina with the Drug Policy Alliance. DPA is committed to a public health approach to drugs, ensuring that people have better access to support and care, not more punishment.
That's right.
As human beings, we all need a roof over our heads, food in our stomachs, access to quality health care, and a safe place to rest. Sadly, that's not the case for so many right now. The cost of living is rising. We are all feeling it. People and families are struggling to afford rising rents, struggling to put food on their table. Healthcare costs are skyrocketing. Social safety nets are being dismantled. It's simply become more expensive just to be alive. As a result, more people are living on the streets today than at any point in history. That is not right. This has made suffering public in communities across the U.S. It's made things like overdose and drug use become more visible. Understandably, these can be hard realities for many of us to see or experience. And if you're anything like me, you want to help and improve conditions for people who are suffering and for the broader community.
That's right.
I've always believed this, but as somebody who's going to be a mother soon, I definitely want to see that. I want safety for our communities. I want people to have what they need to stay safe and healthy and to thrive. And how do we do that? Safer, healthier communities are built through stable housing, mental health, substance use treatment, overdose prevention centers, and supportive housing. But that's not what's happening. Instead, federal funding is being cut for those proven solutions to overdose and homelessness.
That ain't right.
$1 trillion has been cut for Medicaid for the next 10 years.
That ain't right.
This is the largest payer of addiction treatment in this country. At the same time, housing supports have been cut.
That ain't right.
For nearly a decade, Cicero has advocated for cuts like these and for policies that make it a crime to sleep anywhere in the U.S.
That ain't right.
Instead of advocating for more housing or more care that people can access when they need. They advocate for detention camps for homeless people, forced labor, and forced treatment that resemble jail. We are deeply alarmed by this advocacy and the administration's effort to criminalize homelessness while shuttering the programs that people rely on to survive, making recovery and stability difficult. Care is being replaced with punishment. But punishment doesn't address why people are homeless.
That's right.
It just punches down on the person struggling without giving them a helping hand. I stand here today to remind us that the answer to suffering is not punishment. It's compassion, support, and opportunity.
That's right.
Our strength is measured by how we care for people when they are struggling.
That's right.
Some people believe confinement is care. I believe care makes sure people can afford housing, access health care, receive treatment and support, and get help before they end up on the street.
That's right.
If someone someone you loved became homeless tomorrow, which kind of care would you choose? Let's stand together and unite to build a future where everyone has the housing, healthcare, and support they need to survive and thrive.
Thank you so much, y'all. We've got to get loud. Right now, a senior official from the Trump administration is speaking about the cuts they want to make to housing and homelessness services. We got to drown them out.
Housing, not handcuffs. 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 I said housing, not handcuffs. 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 Make some noise! Rise up, come on and rise up. Rise up, come on and rise up. Rise up, we're gonna rise up. Rise up, we're gonna rise up. I said rise up, we're gonna rise up. 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 We ain't gonna let nobody turn us around. We ain't gonna let nobody turn us around. Because the people united will stand our ground. Because the people united will stand our ground. We ain't gonna let nobody turn us around. We ain't gonna let nobody turn us around. Because the people united will stand our ground. Because the people united will stand our ground. Make some noise! Make some noise! Housing, not handcuffs. Housing, not handcuffs. I said housing, not handcuffs. Housing, not handcuffs. Ooh, housing, not handcuffs. Housing, not handcuffs. Housing, not handcuffs. Housing, not handcuffs. Ooh, housing, not handcuffs. Housing, not handcuffs. I said housing, not handcuffs. Housing, not handcuffs.
Thanks, y'all. Next, we have Dr. Terrence Lester from Love Beyond Walls.
Talk nice and loud.
Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon, everybody. I have a question for those who architect policies that impact people who are unhoused. Why is it so easy to account for enforcement, for punishment, for displacement, but it's so difficult to account for their worth? If a person loses their house or does not have access to housing, does that mean that they lose their humanity? No! That's the question that is among us today. This is a question of worth. I came all the way from Atlanta, Georgia, to remind people that people without an address are worthy and they possess dignity. They possess a dignity that's greater than any policy that seeks to dehumanize, any policy that seeks to trample on their humanity. Today, I want to call us to a place of radical empathy. What is radical empathy? Radical empathy refuses to define a person's worth based on their housing status. Radical empathy rejects stigma that labels people as problems. Radical empathy. Radical empathy embraces narrative justice, the type of justice that refuses to allow policy to erase somebody's humanity. Radical empathy. Radical empathy says a person's worth is not determined by their address or their income or their social location or their identity. Radical empathy. Yet these systems that billionaires continue to invest in designed to criminalize survival. We need radical empathy. Why? Because I heard it somewhere said that you need to love your neighbor as you love yourself. I heard it somewhere said that whatever you do to the least of these, you did it unto me. And this is what it means to create the beloved community that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. spoke about. This beloved community includes the veteran who served this community and this country that now struggles to find housing. The beloved community includes the family that's working multiple jobs but yet living out the trunk of their car. The beloved community includes the teenager aging out of a foster care system with nowhere to go. The beloved community. The beloved community includes those sleeping behind buildings and woods and beneath bridges trying to survive another night. The beloved community. The beloved community includes our disabled neighbors living on the street. The beloved community includes those whose gender identity has been weaponized against them. The beloved community. The beloved community includes immigrants, refugees, survivors of domestic violence, elders on fixed incomes, and people returning home from incarceration who deserve the same opportunity that these billionaires are in here eating lunch around the table. We're talking about radical empathy. Radical empathy is not radical displacement. Radical empathy is not criminalization. Radical empathy is not invisibility, but it's visibility that we get a chance to acknowledge the worth and value of every single person who may or may not have an address. And until every person has the dignity of belonging, the dignity of housing, and the dignity to fully be seen, we will not be silent because we need radical empathy.
Thank you. Next we have Reverend Lindsay Crinks from Open Table Nashville.
Hey y'all. I've been working on issues of homelessness and housing for nearly 20 years, and I'm here today to disrupt Cicero's event because they've been disrupting things in our state for years. In 2022, Cicero's chief policy strategist testified in favor of a bill that made sleeping and camping in Tennessee on public property a felony. That means that Tennesseans that are just simply existing can now get up to 6 years in prison, a $3,000 fine, and the loss of voting rights. One of our friends who was arrested under this law was a 54-year-old woman with chronic health issues confined to a wheelchair. Shame. And it's not just Nashville. Across Tennessee, in Blount County, Hamilton County, Bedford County, so many other areas without enough shelters and housing. People are getting threatened with these felony trespassing, citations, and arrests.
That's not right.
Cicero's policies are not only cruel and unjust, they're ineffective. We'll never arrest our way out of a housing crisis. Now it may appear that Cicero is winning, but they're not. For every bill they introduce, they activate dozens of advocates. While they seek to tear down protections for our people, we're finding new ways to build them up. Even though they've had wins, we've also defeated their bills in Tennessee and across the nation. When Cicero came to Tennessee, y'all, we weren't organized. But guess what? We're organized now. This is going to be a long fight. But one day, the walls they're building to cage our friends will crumble. Cicero has deep pockets. But money, the power of money, will never triumph over the power of love, solidarity, and collective organizing. Now is the time for all people of faith and conscience to rise up in sacred resistance to every politician and billionaire who profits from oppression. As the prophet Isaiah said, woe to those who make unjust laws and issue oppressive decrees. Woe to those who take away the rights of the poor and withhold justice from the oppressed of my people. In my tradition, we do a little something called litany, which is a call and response. So I'm going to ask for your help with something, and a litany of resistance. So when I read a line, you respond with, "We will not comply." With the business of criminalization,
we will not comply.
With all who profit from mass incarceration and mass surveillance,
we will not comply.
With the dissemination of hatred and lies,
we will not comply.
With the hoarding of billions,
We will not comply.
With the dismantling of rights.
We will not comply.
With policies that cage and kill.
We will not comply.
So as we go forth today in the spirit of disruptive love, let us build the power it takes to topple tyrants. Let us bend every handcuff into house keys. Let us tear down every prison wall. And build communities of welcome and abundance. Another world is possible. Let's get to work building it together.
Thank you, Lindsay. Next, we have Jennifer Mathis from the Bazelon Center for Mental Health Law.
Thank you. Good afternoon. I am here from the disability community. We are also impacted by these policies, and we are with you. That's right. I have represented people with mental health disabilities for more than 30 years. During that time, we have made so much progress in giving people with disabilities housing and services that work, treating them like human beings with dignity, choice, and self-determination, supporting them to have the same kinds of lives as everybody else.
That's right.
And now, for the first time in decades, we are facing an effort to take down everything we have built over decades that supports people with disabilities to live in their own homes and communities. Not warehoused in institutions, not cycling between the street, the shelter, the emergency room, the psych hospital, and the jail. Housing that works for people with significant mental health disabilities and substance use disorders is not some radical left pie-in-the-sky idea. Let me remind you who first advanced this idea on a national scale. It was George W. Bush's housing czar, who first promoted housing that's not conditioned on someone's ability to comply with treatment.
Right.
Housing that doesn't put someone back on the street the minute they experience a problem. Housing that doesn't take people with the greatest needs and toss them aside because of those very needs.
Right.
That's right.
Because when people need to figure out where they're going to sleep at night, how they're going to be safe, and where their next meal is coming from, the last thing they're going to focus on is dealing with mental health services.
Right.
That can only happen when someone is housed.
That's right. That's right.
This approach had bipartisan support over decades through administration after administration. Why? Because it works.
Right.
It works incredibly well. So why is the federal government trying to walk away from policies that we know work, that are better for people's lives, and that are cheaper than the alternatives? And pushing to get rid of the critically important disability rights groups that have worked since the 1980s to represent and advocate for people with mental health disabilities, to keep adults and children in their own homes and communities,
Right.
help children stay at home with their families,
Right.
help people with disabilities get and keep jobs and stay housed.
Right.
We cannot afford to let this happen. We cannot allow people's lives to be destroyed while we go back to the same failed policies that we moved away from for good reason. We know from decades of experience what works and what doesn't. The evidence could not be clearer. Housing that is not conditioned on treatment works. Abandoning that approach will not help people stay housed. It will not help people with their mental health. Because the best way to get people the help they need are to ensure that they are housed. Thank you.
All right, friends, we have went down to the rich man's house. Can you repeat after me? Went down to the rich man's house. I took back what he stole from me. I took back what he stole from me. I took back my dignity. I took back my dignity. I took back my humanity. I took back my humanity. And now it's under my feet. Under my feet. Under my feet. Under my feet.
up is Donald Whitehead from the National Coalition.
Good afternoon. We are here. I'm the director of the National Coalition for the Homeless, but I'm also somebody who's had the experience of homelessness. And I want you today to understand why we're here. The Cicero Institute is wreaking havoc across this country, pushing communities to embrace the criminalization of homelessness instead of investing in real solutions. At this very moment, this administration dismantles the safety net by slashing housing, health care, food assistance, and services for the poor. A network of wealthy and powerful interests is positioning itself to profit from the suffering of our brothers and sisters. These people, our brothers and sisters, are being forced into homelessness by one of the most destructive public policy agendas in modern history. They want us to believe that poverty is a crime. They want us to believe that people sleeping outside are the problem instead of failed housing policy, stagnant wages, greed, and disinvestment. They want us to accept a society where handcuffs replace housing, where jails replace treatment, and where human misery becomes a business model. But we reject that vision. Cicero does not belong in our communities because their ideas are not mainstream American ideas. They are not American values. Cruelty is not an American value. Punishing poor people is not an American value. Turning racism, ableism, and sexism into mechanisms for accumulating wealth is not innovation, it's exploitation. And let us be clear, criminalization has never solved homelessness anywhere in this country. It simply hides human suffering while making it worse. Every dollar spent arresting, jailing, finding, and punishing people from block to block could instead be spent on housing, mental health care, addiction treatment, outreach services, and prevention. We know it works. Housing works. Permanent supportive housing works. Living wages work. And human dignity works. What they are promoting is cruel. And we're not cruel people. We are people who believe that no child should sleep in a car. We are people who believe veterans who have served their country should not die on sidewalks. We are people who believe seniors should not have to choose between rent and medication. We are people that believe that people with mental health deserve treatment and not cages. So let these policies go back to Texas and then to the junk heaps of history where they belong. Alongside every other failed attempt to punish poverty out of existence. Because history will not remember those who have criminalized suffering. History will remember those who stood up and fought back. And we will fight back. We will organize. We will mobilize. We will vote. We will march. And we will build coalitions across this country led by people with lived experience. The people closest to the problem are closest to the solution. This is not just a fight about homelessness. This is a fight about what kind of country we want to be. A country driven by fear and punishment, or a country grounded in dignity, justice, and compassion. Yesterday, the National Low-Income Housing Coalition, and excuse me for dropping this, the National Coalition, the National Law Center, actually published a report, and it got deep into the truth. The links between the criminalization of homelessness and the private prison's interest, exposing how policies that target unhoused people also feed systems that profit from punishment instead of solving the housing crisis. This is exactly why we must reject this agenda, because when suffering becomes a revenue stream, justice, dignity, and democracy are all put to risk. And that is why policies like those that have been promoted by Cicero, like the one in Louisiana, a new push to criminalize public camping, echoing the agenda advanced by the Cicero Institute, is so dangerous. They revive an old American pattern of turning poverty into punishment and punishment into profit. After slavery, vagrant laws were used to sweep up black people for being poor, unemployed, or simply unhoused, then funneled into convict leasing and forced labor. That powered local and state economies. We can't ignore that today's policymakers once again try to make human survival a crime and call it public policy. I still believe compassion is stronger than cruelty. I still believe that justice is stronger than greed. And I still believe that the American people, when faced with the truth, will choose humanity over hate. I believe that the arc of justice has been slower than it has in previous times. But I do also know that the arc of justice does not bend without resistance. So let us pledge to unite today to be that resistance. Remember this: the people united will never be defeated. 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 So let's not let this be the last demonstration. Let this be the beginning of many demonstrations, because this is the unfinished business of the civil rights movement, and we are the resistance. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone, for being here. I want to make two closing points. One is that what is happening to homeless people, the attacks on homeless people, echo the attacks we have seen in authoritarian regimes throughout history. We were talking with an expert on the history of authoritarianism, and she interviewed people who were alive during Nazi Germany. And they said Hitler was bad, but he got rid of the homeless people. That's the same thing that is happening now. We have to understand that Trump's attacks on homeless people are part of his broader power grab to round up black people, trans people, queer people, migrants, anyone who is not a white Christian man, and put them in camps. And that might sound like I'm being extreme.
No, it's not.
But the Cicero Institute was behind a plan in Utah to force 1,300 homeless people into a forced detention camp. That's not right. It's not right to force people in Louisiana not only into treatment, but into forced labor to pay off the forced treatment that they may not have wanted in the first place. And it's not right that right now the Trump administration is trying to cut funding for homelessness programs that will make homelessness in all of our cities across the country worse. My second point.
Fuck the police.
My second point. It doesn't have to be like this, y'all. We have more than enough money in this country to ensure that everybody has a safe place to live, to ensure that everybody has access to health care, to ensure that everybody can get the care and support they need. The reason we haven't gotten there yet is because the same billionaires behind the Cicero Institute are shaping White House policy, not just on homelessness, but through Palantir, through surveillance contracts, through cutting the social safety net. But there are more of us than there are of them. And I want you all to dream with me for just a minute. What would it look like for everyone to have a safe place to live? What would it look like for everyone to have good food to eat? What would it look like for the government to care for its people, not for profit? That is the world we are trying to build, and I know that we can do it together. Thank you all for being here. Please join our movement.